What's going on, guys? This is Kingdom Built Football. I'm Marcus. I'm with my friend Logan here. We're going to be covering the Louisville Kings this year as they go on their journey into the UFL. Are you excited?
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Louisville's a great sports city. The Cardinals doing well in the ACC. It's just exciting to have a professional sports team here.
Yeah, we do very good with new coming professional sports teams. We have two soccer teams, one men, one women. The crowds are very pumped up. Stadium's usually full. It's a good little weekend activity to do. And I think it's good for the city, not only economically, but just collectively getting people together to
Yeah,
enjoy some ball.
they'll be playing over there at Lynn Stadium where both the football clubs play. And it's a newer stadium. It's pretty nice. I remember the first time I saw it when I was driving through town, I thought it was a Quidditch stadium getting put up. It was just, straight up the side. So it's exciting to see that. I know a lot of the other teams in the league will be playing at soccer stadiums. Columbus, they have a nice one up there right next to their minor league baseball field. I think a lot of these towns are like minor league baseball towns. We have the Louisville Bats here, so I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we had Ellie De La Cruz under our nose and didn't even know it.
Yeah, I watched him one game a couple years ago. He came up to bat from the right side, hit a home run. Next time around, hit a home run from the left side. I looked at my buddy and I was like, he won't be here long.
This is the truth.
Yeah, he was gone that week.
What was he, like 17 years old at the
I
time?
don't know, something
18?
like that.
Yeah. I think the UFL is taking a different approach. And those of you who aren't familiar with the UFL, it's a spring football league. It's not minor league football. It's still professional football that is played during the spring season, where we have, a gap of what is seemingly the best sport in all of the world.
Yeah.
Football. If you look at ratings and everything, football takes the world over by.
I mean, even flag football has been getting huge lately. Women's flag football, they're trying to make it a high school sport.
It's an
It's
Olympic
getting
sport.
Olympics. Yeah, so it's just anything that has football to do with it, people love it.
I think that's going to be really exciting to see. Well, one, how they regulate
Hmm.
professional athletes playing. Will teams and owners allow that to happen?
Hmm.
And it could be a whole nother USA basketball situation
Yeah,
where
yeah. I think we
Team
see the
USA
same
is.
thing with the USA basketball, and then the World Cup in soccer, and then baseball does their FIBA version of it with like Cuba and Dominican and Puerto Rico.
FIBA. There is. What's the other baseball one? Is that the one that
So
has
there's I can't think of the name of it, but it's something like that where it's world, and then they also have the
WBC,
yeah, and
World
then they have
Baseball?
the Americano one where it's just like Puerto Rico, Dominican, America, Mexico, Venezuela.
Some dogs out of that.
Yeah.
So back to the UFL. The UFL was a spring league that was formed by combining two former leagues in the USFL and the XFL. Um, they decided why do they need to compete for viewership and players when they can just merge and focus to get these players to the next level again. Some players are former NFL players. Some of them are college graduates and such that haven't had the opportunity to play at the highest level. Um, or some are just getting their groove back. Post injury, got released, but still want to stay in the game and showcase that they're capable of making it to the next level.
Yeah, it says over 90 UFL players have gotten NFL contracts. So it's some guys are coming out of their career, and this is like they can't perform anymore in the NFL and come here. Other guys haven't been seen yet, getting some more playing time. There's a lot. I feel like kickers for sure. A lot of people get signed to NFL
Brandon
contracts.
Aubrey,
Yeah,
best kicker in the NFL, came out of the UFL.
there you go.
Everybody, I wouldn't say everybody, but Rodrigo Blankenship was a very popular kicker, the
And
the
now he's in the UFL.
UFL
Jake Bates for the Lions.
Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of players that have reached the the highest level through these channels, and it's a great thing that it's a great opportunity because the way that football operates, once the Super Bowl is over, teams are already focusing on what's next, getting ready for the draft. Obviously teams are going to target young guys, but what happens when those young guys go out? There needs to be individuals that fill those spots,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's for scout team, practice squad, or anything.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I mean,
it's
how many
it.
times do you see an injury or two injuries, and you get the practice squad guy getting pulled up? And those guys need to get reps out of season because they're not getting many.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then it's a good time of year because basketball season, I feel like a lot of fans don't start watching until the end of the year or playoffs. So like we're before that. Baseball is just getting spring training started, so there's kind of like a gap of sports at that point. So the UFL kind of fills that niche.
Fills in that niche, but it's also the fact that it's football.
Mm-hmm.
We get football. Nobody really watches arena football, but
Yeah.
because unfortunately, it's not marketed as well as say.
We used to have the Evansville Blue Cats back when I was a kid. We used to go watch them.
I would love to go watch that. I think not everybody's gonna have a Kurt Warner story,
Yeah.
but that is a possibility, right? So it the possibilities are endless. How you can end up in the NFL, and there's there's what, Vince Papale?
Did he come out of there?
No.
Oh, no. The incredible story. Invincible. Yeah.
Invincible. But
I was actually just watching that the other day.
It's a guy that went from
Open tryouts.
open tryout, to the NFL.
So I feel like Kurt Warner, Vince Papale, these would be UFL guys today.
I mean, Vince Papale, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Warner was that guy.
Well, I mean, instead of doing the arena football first,
Oh, he definitely would have gone
going to
to
UFL first
Yeah,
and then moving over.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you want to go over a little bit of the format of the league? One thing I found interesting that you were telling me the other day was that they're all going to be headquartered in Arlington and then kind of fly out to their cities.
Yeah, so a little bit about that. In order, I think this was a business decision done by all the owners. The UFL is a joint venture. There's multiple owners in that. The UFL owns the teams, all 8 of them. So what they're doing, in order to probably preserve money, not risk as much, is having them all work in a hub. So the best way to put it is like the bubble, right? Although they're not restrained to just that location.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to travel to play their games, but after those games, they're going to come back into Arlington, I believe, and that's where they're going to do the recovery, the practice, their weightlifting, go through meetings. And I don't know necessarily how the system's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can talk to somebody and get a better understanding of what that looks like.
Yeah.
But it is something that is different, from the typical approach where there's individual owners, so now they have to provide all these amenities for each individual team.
I'd like to see how the community engagement aspect kind of works because I feel like one big part of having a sports team, having a fan base is connecting with the fans, being around, seeing people. So just kind of, if they're going back and forth to Arlington and all these other cities, how that's going to look, if they're going to spend some days here or something like that.
So from what I've heard, they're going to come in on a Thursday, and on that Thursday, they will either, get off the plane. Friday will either be a media day, and or community engagement, kind of just depending on the way the schedule goes. If we're to look at the schedule, the first game of the year is on a Friday.
Yeah.
Which makes it interesting now. It's like before that starts, are they going to be here that whole week? If they're playing a back to back, like
Well,
week eight
especially
and
with
nine?
it being the first game of the UFL season, the first game Louisville's ever played. I know that there's going to be a lot of things going on. Let's see, on one of the news things earlier, it was talking about some of the different events that are going to be going on before the game of on that day. So I don't know if they're going to be doing things earlier that week or not,
Mhm.
but it would seem like it's a big deal to the city, to the team, to the league. So they might want to have something going on at least the day before.
Yeah, I think they'll probably have a media day type of situation where they're addressing the local press, having interviews. Coach will have some interviews. For those who aren't aware, our coach is Chris Redmond, a local Louisville guy. He played at Male High School, then went on to play at University of Louisville,
Mm-hmm.
where he's ultimately dominated at that school.
Yeah.
It's probably is he a Ring of Honor guy?
Probably. I would say he's probably one of the better quarterbacks if there wasn't Johnny Unitas and Lamar Jackson that also played there.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind
He
of
won.
big company.
Did he win the Johnny Unitas
He
award
did, yeah, in
at
'99.
Louisville? That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1999. That's when he won that. Inducted into Louisville Athletics Hall of Fame in 2014.
Yeah.
He played 9 seasons in the NFL with the Ravens, Falcons, Patriots, and Titans. Um, earned his Super Bowl or earned a ring in Super Bowl. What was that 35?
Yeah.
With the Ravens. Is that under Harbaugh? No,
I don't believe so.
probably not.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
So they do have a Thursday night game. So Louisville obviously is big for the Kentucky Derby. So to get geared up for the Kentucky Derby, there's always a lot of Derby events. There's a fair going on, different races. Kentucky Oaks on that Friday. That's probably why they're not playing on Fridays because of Kentucky Oaks going on. So they're playing the Thursday before Derby to kind of kick things off there.
What date is that?
Uh, the 30th, I
30th?
believe.
Yeah. So that's a Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Where's So this is a little bit different than what I anticipated. I expected with 8 teams, everybody playing, that they're gonna play. All teams are gonna play on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
like the same day.
Yeah. Is that how they did it in the past?
Well, it's been different.
Okay.
I think some were on Saturdays and Sundays. I think, because one of their broadcasting is through Fox,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I obviously understand that there's not enough time every day to make that happen. So,
I saw something was talking about some of the different partners. I think some of the games might be on ESPN because they mentioned Fox, ESPN, FS1. That's part of Fox, so they probably have a little bit of a difference there as well.
yeah, I think they're probably ultimately just trying to play the safest route.
Mm-hmm.
Have these games scheduled where there's not much conflict, where somebody's going to be able to scroll, and if they had to choose between what would we say, like
An
around
NBA
that
game.
time, an NBA game, like am I going to watch the Hornets versus the Wizard, or am I going to watch some football?
Yeah.
Hopefully the majority would end up taking the football game.
Yeah. Well, and this is a big year for the UFL rebranding. Before they had 5 teams or 6 teams.
There's been a point where the UFL, I believe.
Because they did the redraft this year, so all the existing teams were able to protect 12 players. Everyone else in the entire league was put into a draft. Then they had the quarterback draft, and then they had 2 days of drafts.
So they had 8, but the UFL there was a USFL conference and then the XFL conference,
Mm-hmm.
and those teams played against each other. So it was a merger without officially merging.
Yeah.
Um, you had, some of the same teams. Birmingham has been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Memphis Showboats, no more. Arlington Renegades is now what? The Dallas Renegades.
Well,
St.
Arlington still has a team.
Arlington has, what team are they?
Oh,
They
maybe
are,
they don't.
no, they don't. Dallas Renegades, Houston Gamblers, Orlando Storm, St. Louis Blackhawks, DC Defenders. They've been around.
So they're going to be based in Arlington, but Arlington isn't going to have its own team.
No,
Okay.
I mean Dallas.
Yeah.
I, Cowboys play in Arlington, but they're the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Same sitch, just reversed. All right, let's see.
Yeah, so it says Arlington became Dallas, and they're going to be at Toyota Stadium, where the Dallas soccer team plays.
FC Dallas is actually really good.
Really?
I think they're owned by the Clark Hunt.
Oh, okay.
So Chiefs owner.
Because I know the Louisville's men's soccer team, they aren't MLS,
Mm.
but the girls' soccer team, the women's soccer team is.
NWLS or something
Yeah.
like that, yeah. Which is top.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go a little bit into our team and just how we came about. Louisville Kings was ultimately selected out of 30 interested cities to have a team. Louisville City, I guess not Louisville City, but the city of Louisville has proven itself on multiple accounts that it can support a professional team. People want it here. There needs to be more things to do like that in the state of Kentucky, rather than
Drinking
bourbon and watching horses, right?
Yeah.
So time after time, I hear people ask, why doesn't Kentucky have a professional sports team? Well, I think Lexington is too small.
Mm-hmm.
Louisville's larger, and the reach stems into Indiana.
Yeah.
Right. So now you're gonna get people from Jeff, Clarksville, Sellersburg, probably all the way up from Evansville to come down and watch some football.
Yeah.
So that, and the presence of a mid-sized stadium like these soccer stadiums isn't too intimidating for the UFL, who at one point were trying to use stadiums that seated 70,000.
Yeah.
If you're new, it's not
Doesn't
going to
look
be, it doesn't look
Yeah.
right. It's not going to feel cohesive. It's just more intimidating and kind of disappointing. So,
And one thing I've noticed about soccer stadiums is they're like kind of built more up, so it feels like you're right on top of the game. So maybe that smaller crowds can produce louder noise.
yeah, definitely. The way that they have Lynn set up, a lot of standing spots in the end zone. It would be both end zones. You could stand and be almost ground level.
Yeah.
Particularly more on the riverfront side rather than the city front side. But I think the way it's going to be set up, the sky is limitless for this team and this city.
And speaking of those standing sections, you can get season tickets for like $60 in those standing areas. So it's
Yep.
very affordable to get to the games. 5 home games. I think only one Sunday home game. So the rest are all Fridays, the one Thursday.
So Friday has tended to be our day.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hmm. It's going to be, I mean, I guess the teams are new, like no, only 12 protected players, because I was going to say Birmingham being a force in the past, having a couple championships to open the season up against them would seem like a big feat for a new team. But if they also have a new team, then it might not really be the same.
Yeah. Obviously every team had an opportunity to what Logan's going off of is the fact that there was a complete restart of the UFL. Every team started from ground zero
Mm-hmm.
where they are redrafting quarterbacks from college and or other teams that have been around.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also a reserve, which I was trying to do some more research into that. Couldn't tell whether or not it was reserves from teams that are no longer. Because if you look at the reserves that we have, all of them are from the Memphis Showboats.
Not really.
So that team doesn't exist.
It's a great name though for a team.
It's pretty dope.
That's what I like. I like about the minor league baseball is some of the team names, like the Barn Burners, and it's or the Motorboaters, or the Motorboat, something like that in North Carolina. To where
The Bulls?
it would be cool to be able to
Durham
do that.
Bulls?
Well, I think it might be something like it's one of their alternative names. Like all the minor league teams have their regular name and then like an alternative name. Louisville
Yeah.
Bats or like the Mint Juleps is one of their team names. They have a really cool hat. So it would be cool to see if the UFL did something like that with like showboaters or.
Yeah. Uh, a lot
But
of people are disappointed in, unfortunately, the name.
well, Gamblers, I like that one. That one's cool
Gamblers is tight.
because I grew up in Evansville, and the University of Evansville has the Purple Aces, and their main guy is like a steamboat gambler, like an old school 20 steamboat gambler
Yeah.
mascot, and it's just I like that with sports. Just looks cool.
Yeah. I'm excited to see the uniforms
Mm-hmm.
for each team. Uh, the new joint owner, Mark Rapoli.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Mark or Matt?
I think
Mike.
It's Mike.
It's Mike.
One of those.
Mike Rapoli. Uh, he posted the sketches of the uniforms, and you can kind of see them if you go to the Reddit, the United Football League Reddit. There is what seems like the Louisville Kings are gonna have neon yellow numbers and full dark green head to toe jersey and pants. I think that's the strategy.
Yeah, the Aviators kind of look like the Patriots with a baby blue helmet.
Yeah, I think, but picking up on, I think the Gamblers are gonna look tough.
Yeah.
Their logo's tough too.
Well, it always reminds me of the movie New Guy. I don't know if you ever saw that, but there's a football scene near the end of it, and the team is in all black with red numbers and I think a red helmet, and red socks, and it looks so intimidating.
Yeah, all black is
Yeah.
just always tough. We did that at my high school.
Mm-hmm. See, we were black and gold, but we always wore gold tops or white tops.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back into our team.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little swide-twacked. So we drafted 2 QBs. Have the opportunity to get another one via free agency, if we want to. Both Jason Bean and Chandler Rogers are from Mansfield, Texas.
Yeah, both played at North Texas
Both played at North Texas
at the same time, right?
at the same time.
Yeah.
There was an overlap between them in 2023, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
which, Chandler Rogers played amazing, what looked like, at UNT. That year, he threw for 3,300 yards, 29 touchdowns, 5 picks, right? And then that same year, Jason Bean threw for 2K and 18 touchdowns, which is just makes me wonder how they did that.
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily if somebody got hurt, somebody started off hot, somebody started off slow, and they were just kind of rotating each game. But they both ended up leaving North Texas to pursue some Power Five schools. Jason Bean went to Kansas. Chandler Rogers went to Cal, and both of them kind of did their thing and kind of been stagnant since.
Yeah. And I know part of the redraft was trying to get more of a regional focus for the teams, trying to get more hype for the fans in the area. And so we ended up getting two guys from Kentucky and two guys from Louisville.
Yep.
And I think three guys from Cincinnati, which is just up the road as well. So
yeah, since he's not far. Those of you who are familiar with Kentucky football, just around the state, I think both of these names are individuals you can't forget. One of them in Lynn Bowden Jr., the other in Benny Snell. Both of them played at UK around 2018,
Yeah.
2019. And, Lynn Bowden was, like a Taysom Hill type of individual who was wide receiver turned quarterback, turned running back, and then your gadget kick returner. Benny Snell put on for the state in terms of, running the ball.
because that was those couple of years there, they were actually competing in the SEC a little bit more than the last 2 years where they haven't really been a factor.
Yeah, hopefully Stein does something about that.
Yeah. And then out of those four players, two from Louisville, two from Kentucky, three of them are skill players, receivers, and running backs. So it's kind of seeming like the guys who are going to get the ball, the guys who people remember, the ones they brought back instead of a punter or,
Yeah.
A safety or something like that.
I mean, we look at Des Fitzpatrick. he's not too old, 26, probably graduated about 2-3 years ago. He's born and raised in Michigan, Pontiac. Played for the Titans for a little bit. Was on the Chargers as well. And again, all these guys are just looking for an opportunity to showcase that they still have, what intrigued NFL recruits in the first place, in teams.
Yeah, and I feel like the UFL's average age might be just a little bit older than the NFL. So you still got guys, because it reminds me of Moneyball when Billy Bean was talking about at some point everybody's told they have to hang it up. Sometimes it's when you're 18, sometimes it's when you're 40.
Yep.
So you just never want to do that because football is a unique sport where you can go play baseball in a men's league, you can play pickup basketball. You're not going to put on shoulder pads and a helmet and go play 11 on 11 ever again.
I mean, the way that some of these leagues are happening.
These adult leagues?
Oh,
man,
leagues.
that looks sketchy. People are just trying to hurt each other out there.
Seen some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah. A lot of late hits.
The coaches were all, not all of them, some of them former ball players. You saw something about AJ McCarron saying that he'd be willing to strap it up if they needed him on his own team.
Yeah.
Ted Ginn Jr. You know who that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I probably still wouldn't kick a ball to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like, oh shoot, the movie with The Longest Yard. Whenever he straps it up at the end.
Yep.
The old man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got McCarron coaching the Stallions. Ted Ginn's covering the Aviators. Shannon Harris, I believe he's back with the Defenders. Kevin Sumlin, Houston Gamblers. Chris Redmond covering the Kings. It's a local name. Everybody knows him. It's gonna draw a good crowd. He coaches at the local high school at Cal,
Hmm.
state champions, I believe, and that's just gonna draw more of that crowd as well,
Yeah,
that
and I think
market.
that means I think about it like there's a lot of pressure, at least on that first game, to be exciting, to be fun to watch because you're gonna get people to come to see what it's about, see the coach, see these players that they remember whenever they were playing in college, and so you're at least gonna get 1 to 4 weeks of people showing up just to see what it's going on.
Hmm.
And if it doesn't produce, you're gonna start seeing numbers taper off. But if it's enough to keep people around, I think it'll be successful. So they'll have their chance to be successful.
See, I just the way that they handled, you know, they've been handling like Lou City. You see stickers on these cars, bumper stickers almost everywhere. I think
That's true.
the possibility, if they handle it right, is tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
They have somebody to fill the stadium during the off season of soccer. Like that's huge in itself. And then to have local talent that everybody has loved watching and wish they did their thing in the NFL to try to reach that again. I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of people would want to be a part of that story.
Yeah.
That narrative is like, oh, I got to watch, say, Benny Snell's redemption tour. Call
Yeah.
it that. Um, you know, I think you could do it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that also stems from where your motivations are. Is this something you really want to do?
Yeah.
Or are you just playing ball, catching a check
Yeah.
because it's something you're good at? We just want this to succeed. And over here at Kingdom Built Football, we're going to follow them and hope to share the good news of this league and this team and see what it has to offer.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah. You guys have a good night.